From childhood, I've seen a lot of fights at my place. My grandfather and my parents used to fight a lot. After that, we actually shifted to Nala Supara. And from childhood, that entire thing continued in my family also, even after getting separated. So, as a form of escapism, I used to actually take part in a lot of competitions in school. In the later years, I started playing chess, and that was one thing because I used to lose in all sports. After my 10th standard, I realized that I had to work because my dad had made it very clear that he will not be able to offer any sort of financial support for my further education. He was not able to keep a constant job because he was not only affected by polio, but he had also high blood pressure and diabetes. So after 10th standard, I started working as a document collector, but also worked as a waiter. It was very, very difficult when you imagine you're standing with a glass of water in someone's marriage and giving waters to them. So in childhood, my dad was told by an astrologer that in the times of hardship he will get money from foreign. And a few years later, in the year 2007, when he was unemployed, he actually got a mail from a mail in his Yahoo inbox saying that you've got $1,000, $1 lakh lottery in fact. So what happened was that he took credit cards from 8 different banks, took a loan of about 8 lakhs. The atmosphere at home was very tense. Bank officials used to come at our place and demand money at any random hours. But as we say that destiny has its own ways in turning out things, we had to sell off our flat. There came a phase in our lives right after my 12th standard when my dad had to permanently stop working because of his health problems. One key thing which I realized at that point of time is that wishing or dreaming about things to happen is not going to give you ever things in life. But that's when the day when you stop dreaming and start working. Post that, I worked as a courier boy, I worked as a promotion executive, I worked as a handwriting improvement workshop executive, and there were so many jobs in fact. Post that, when I started working as a chess coach, I realized that this kind of odd jobs is not going to take me anywhere in future anywhere. After trying for several years attempting CAT, I realized that CAT was not really my cup of tea, and that's when in the first attempt itself I cracked my dream school, that is MICA, but my loan was not changed. I still remember applying to all banks and getting a rejection letter in my mail saying that my dad had a bad CIBIL rating. In life, it is said that sometimes you meet some people who can change your life the way you never expected them. I met someone like that. In the month of October that year, I met a guy who actually agreed to be my sponsor if I cracked MICA once again. He was a father of a kid whom I was coaching. If he was going to show that much trust in me without knowing where I lived, there was no way I could let him down. After working for 9 hours throughout the day, it was very difficult to stay awake. I used to drink tea and coffee. Even if situation demanded, I used to put my head into the bucket of water to get an extra half an hour. And that kept me going. When my friend called and he said, "You got in," I shouted at the top of my voice, only to realize the entire office is looking at me. And that's when I knew that I've finally arrived. Call it luck, hard work, or name it anything. It just happened because I believed in one thing, that always trust the confusion. When my sponsor actually agreed to give me the entire amount, he told me one simple thing: continue the chain. Because today I trusted you, tomorrow you should be doing it for someone else. And that's how the entire thing should move forward. For the last 2 years, this has always been constant in my mind. Recently, I've got a job offer of about 55 lakh and I'll be moving shortly to Africa. Things have been bad in past, and I think that's what made me the person what I am today. And tomorrow I'm going to keep one thing always in mind, that any deserving student should not be deprived of education.